What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And on today's episode, we're talking about the Bulls' win over the Pistons, some key things that happened in the fourth quarter that helped push them to victory and break their 5-game losing streak. We'll also be talking about Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan's rank in the Ringer's top 25 players in the NBA this season, and also going into the mailbag. We'll do all that and more right after this. All right, Bulls fans. So we did have the after game live stream last night. So I'm not going to belabor, really go on long with the point, but I did want to talk for anyone who wants a shorter form version of what we talked about last night. The Bulls did break their 5-game skid against the Pistons last night with a key fourth quarter run of 17-2. Also, we got 16 points from DeMar DeRozan. We also saw a great moment in which Tristan Thompson was really getting at the guys on the sideline after some missed defensive plays, and that really helped them refocus on defense. They still didn't play the perfect game defensively after that, but you definitely saw the team in a renewed effort after that going on. And then after the game, we heard from DeMar DeRozan, who also said that him and Zach LaVine were also talking to players on that sideline to really come kick it in that defensive intensity. DeMar talked about how this game was basically a must win and they were desperate for a win. And I think the fan base was desperate for a win as well. We needed this win to kind of cleanse the palate. We got Cleveland coming up, and hopefully the Bulls win that game as well. We want to see their continued solid play, right? We want to see that intensity. We want to see the execution. Now, this game, while they did get the win, it wasn't the prettiest win, but it was a win nonetheless, and that's what we needed to see from Bulls fans. I know this community needed this win a lot, so I'm not really going to break down the things that went wrong in that game a lot because I really just want us to sit in and enjoy this win this time. I did talk about some of the negatives on the after game show, so if you want to go and watch that post game live show, go and do that. But at this point, I really just want to stick with the positivity. This Bulls community has been very negative and very down for a while, and I understand why. I really don't want to contribute with that. You guys know I usually don't pull my punches when talking about things that the Bulls did wrong in games, even in a win, but this time, we're just going to let it sit. It was good to see the team kicking that intensity. Io had some very good possessions and defensive moments as well as Kobe White as well. Kobe had some really key defensive possessions and also hit some key shots when we needed it to change the momentum. One of the biggest things that was different in this game as well, while the Bulls did win the rebounding battle, which they've been pretty solid in games rebounding over the last few, they got those momentum changing rebounds, and that's what really changes. They got the key rebounds, key possessions, key turnovers as well to really keep up that momentum in the fourth quarter. Detroit only scored 17 points in the fourth quarter in that game, while the Bulls scored 30, and they really sealed the victory in that fourth quarter with those things going on. It was great to see a win from our team. A lot of positivity to take away from it. DeMar had a solid game. Tristan's thing on the bench, Io really stepping up when we needed it, and how Io pushes the pace and his intelligence with how he passes the ball. We also saw some of that from Kobe. Zach LaVine also had a solid night as well. Now, he didn't shoot the ball the best from three. As a team, we really didn't shoot the ball well from three at all. I think we shot about 25%, but overall, the Bulls got the dub against a team that we wanted to see them win against, and hopefully they use this as a building block. We know we got Alex Caruso and Patrick Williams possibly coming back soon. Lonzo's on the horizon as well. We'll see some of the spirit of this team return over the course of that, and hopefully, we continue to ride this out. It's not going to be a perfect end of the season, right? I want to make that clear. I'm not saying by any means this is going to be a perfect end of the season, but it's just good to get this win, and hopefully we start seeing this team come out of that place that they were in and play a little bit better. Next topic, though. We got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine ranking in the Ringer's top 25. I want to hear from you guys on how you feel about this. Also, let me know how you felt about the game last night. But key things with this one, DeMar DeRozan ranks ninth in the top 25, and Zach LaVine comes out in 22nd. Now, me and Pat over on Locked On Bulls, our episode that drops today, we kind of get down into the details with that. But I do want to ask you guys this here. Where do you think about these ratings that DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine got and how they rank amongst their peers? Now, this is supposed to be a ranking that is for this season, not overall in careers, not that type of thing. And for me, DeMar being ninth, I do understand it. I would have liked to see him a little bit higher than some of the players that we have more wins than, but nonetheless, it's just good to have players represented as the top 25 players in the league. We got two of those on this team. And while I know Bulls fans are down, like I said, we're trying to stay positive on today's episode. We'll see what happens later on. But, with all that being said, I really do. It just feels good, right? It feels good to be recognized. And I really do think if Zach LaVine wasn't dealing with a thumb, knee, and back over the course of the season, he probably would be ranked even higher as well. We keep in mind, Zach LaVine was having one of his best numbers as far as efficiency before all those nagging injuries started for him. So, overall, really good. DeMar DeRozan's having a great season. Debo, king of the fourth this season, all those things like that, all those storylines going into it, it just feels really good. Some of the players ranked above DeMar, Luka, LeBron, Steph Curry. Those are all names you expect, right? So, let me know what you guys think about the rankings down below. How do you think our Bulls were represented? Do you think they should have been higher, lower? Let me know that down below. Last topic for today, we do have a voicemail. This one's from Jamal. Let's go ahead and get into that now.
What's up, Haize? It's your boy Jamal back again with another voicemail for you. I'm leaving this one with Chicago Bulls Central because I don't know how you and Pat are going to do, voicemail or mailbags when it comes to Locked On Bulls. So I figured I'd get this one to you. But let us know if you're going to keep it open on that too, because I might leave some voicemails for that. But getting to the point, also congrats on Locked On Bulls. But getting to the point, I got less than 3 minutes. I just want to talk quickly about how Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and Ayo Dosunmu, even though they're all three incredibly young players, how they can be valued for this team. Because I think as Bulls fans, we are kind of split. There's like half of us that are like, oh, they can't help us become championships. We don't have time to develop them. We need to trade them now while we can and go get all these X, Y, and Z pieces. And then you have the other Bulls fans that kind of overvalue them and say, oh, they're untradeable. We need to keep them. We can't trade them at all. I think we need to understand that as young players, what generally you see happen when it comes to organizations that are trying to build a title contender is, they'll trade away young assets that they feel can get them what they're looking for in return, and they feel don't really fit the timeline or the need of what they want. But the players that they feel have talent, they keep and try to develop as best they can. It's kind of like, and I know this might sound weird, it's kind of like a farmer. You can give a farmer can have a bag of seeds that he can sell to other people to grow their own crops. Or he can plant some of those seeds and grow fruit and vegetables and make a bigger profit off of it if he needs to later, or sell it for him or keep it for himself. We could trade Patrick Williams and get something in return for him. We could trade Kobe White and get something for them in return. Maybe even trade Ayo Dosunmu and things like that. Or we could try to develop them to be the best versions of themselves and get a bigger reward down the line if they don't turn out to be what we're looking for, that we feel could be those pieces that can help us contribute to us winning a championship. Patrick Williams and Kobe White aren't untradeable. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we go out there and trade them for pennies on the dollar. It's like Jerry Buss said, when you have a diamond worth 25 carats, you don't trade it for five-carat diamonds. And I think that's what AK and Mark Evans are trying to do. Let me know what you think. As always, see where go Bulls.
Okay. And so Jamal talks about how Bulls fans were ready to give up on young players. And this is the thing, and I've been very vocal on this before. You'll hear Bulls fans a lot talk about a 3-year window. And the reason why that 3-year window thing came up is because that's how long DeMar DeRozan's here. Not taking into effect that Nikola Vucevic's contract is up before that, things like that. So they talk about this 3-year window. And all I can say is that if you trade all your young players, right, for some star, you eliminate that 3-year window. That window becomes shrink down, especially if you're trading for somebody who's older. Now, with all that being said, I understand wanting to add more star power to the team, but that's not really how proper roster construction works. You can sometimes throw a bunch of stars on something, and if the team isn't constructed well, they're still going to falter. Do you want to be the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you want to be that by just going after names? The key thing with this Bulls team is they have a smart front office that's going to find ways to continually improve this team. But if you hold on to some of your young players, then let me be clear, I don't expect the Bulls to hold on to all of them. I do think that AK and Eversley may move one of them. I don't think 2 of them, but we'll see. That's not necessarily what I want to see, but it may happen. But if you hold on to your young players and give them a chance to develop and see what you have in them, that helps your cap flexibility, because then you have them on better controlled contracts on top of everything else. And then you still add in and fill in with some veterans that are ring chasing or whatever else. But if you have players that this front office truly believes that they have still on their hands, you hold on to that, right? You don't just trade that just for now. You keep your mind, and good front offices compete now and stay focused on making sure the team is able to compete later. And while I know some fans have some legitimate issues about Patrick Williams, how they see him developing and things like that, listen, this front office believes in them. And Ayo is definitely somebody they believe in as well. Now, Kobe White, as much as I love Kobe White and I love what he brings on the bench scoring, I think we need that bench scoring as well. We'll see what happens. One of the things that I've been saying and really coming to more than lately is thinking that, okay, the one thing with this Bulls team with the Kobe White situation is that maybe the Bulls do say, hey, we're probably not going to be able to give him the contract he wants. Maybe let's use him. Let's move him now rather than let him get in the offer sheet. Something like that. We'll see if they package him or anything like that. But Kobe White, we know how important bench scoring is. I've been saying that a long time. And the way that Kobe White is developing, also his defense improving, and the fact that he's learning and being a better passer, I really would like to see Kobe White stay on this team. But again, I don't expect the front office to hold on to everyone. But I think for the Bulls fans, I think you just have to trade. That's the only thing that proves that you're trying to compete is by trading your young players for a pseudo star now. It's not always the answer, especially for people who talk about like, oh, we got to trade Patrick Williams. Why hold on to him? You gotta go all in, but then want to see the Bulls sign a player like Moses Brown. Right? Those are the type of things that I don't understand. But, that's a story for another day. Thank you, Jamal, for your voicemail. But that's it for me for today, guys. Make sure you're following the podcast at Bull Central Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Also, if you want to leave a text or a voicemail like Jamal did today, the number to do that is 773-270-2799. Like I liked it and everything on. Don't be red, see red. I love each and every one of you guys. Go Bulls. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.